welcome to another edition of Gentleman's Chat. Live. It is live yet again. I hope there are people out there that are having a fantastic day. With me today, tonight, or with me this time, sadly, is not Thompson. He was not able to make it. He had his internet went down, so he is not available. But we do have someone that is equally as great, and that is Andrew. Say hello, Andrew.
Hello, Andrew.
Oh, okay. How are you?
Yeah,
How's it going?
good. It's going good.
Yeah. Anything?
Yeah, just
Anything exciting? This is your first time on the live show, the live version of Gentleman's Chat. How do you
this
feel?
exactly the same as I did about 20 minutes ago.
Uh,
But that's a good thing because I feel pretty good.
okay. Well, okay. Woo.
So this hasn't made me more upset, but it hasn't made me happier.
So you would say you're pretty all right.
I am just all right.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty good. For some reason I'm in just have a cheerful disposition today.
Hey, that's good. Is that like out of the ordinary, or is that?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
mean, a few months it might have been out of the ordinary because my job is so shitty, but oh man, I'm sorry.
You.
That wasn't. That was
I
supposed to
can't edit
happen.
that. I can't edit that. And that was in the first. What is
I,
this like
I'm.
3 minutes?
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
I'll make
okay.
a conscious effort to not do that
Well,
now.
now since you said a curse word, you got to say a really, really nice word to maybe equal it out. Like maybe like candy dandy.
How about just strawberry shortcake?
All right.
That's a good word.
That is a good word, and that's a delicious word.
It is a delicious word.
Yeah. So you're doing pretty well. How have you been since what three-ish weeks? Doing well. How's work? How's everything like that? Less
Um,
bad from last time.
Good. I have an interview to come this Friday with a reputable supermarket to do like a bakery position that pays significantly more than what I'm being paid right now as my
Now,
position.
what
It's
about?
being what?
I was gonna go ahead, but I have an idea that also you should try to interview for. But what is the position?
So the position is just like a baker basically,
Mm.
but it pays more than my current job and my current job is managing a successful restaurant, but it's a like a pretty privately owned kind of deal. So it makes sense that I don't get paid as greatly. Not that money is what I care about the most, but it's kind of a necessity.
I guess you don't feel like you're you feel like you're being, well, no, I was gonna say being treated as fairly, or maybe
Nah.
maybe your time can go into um, something better.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, if supermarkets are your thing, maybe you should interview for maybe like a supermarket sweeps or something like that. And then, ooh, if you could be like the announcer for Supermarket Sweep. Have you ever watched Supermarket Sweep?
No.
Oh, well, it's a game show where these two people go and they get as much. I think they get like it's like a scavenger hunt, but in a supermarket. So you got to get certain items, and I think and you dump everything in a shopping cart and stuff like that. And then there's I don't remember if it's like more more scavenger hunt ish, or is it more you have to kind of almost like Price is Right? You got to get the price of your items to a uh, certain sum, but You should probably do that. That's
Is
another
it?
thing. You should bring that back, actually.
That sounds like a Toys R Us shopping spree that they used to do on Nickelodeon.
Man, I've always wanted to do Toys R Us shopping
I dreamt
sprees.
about that. And like, man, if I could just think of all the things I could get, I would just get all the Nintendo 64s.
That's then you're thinking ahead so you can sell them and make even more
Exactly.
money. Uh,
Exactly.
that's what I always thought. I wanted to just because all the other kids would lose time because they're going around the whole store. I would just go into the video game section and just get everything there, and I'm like, okay, well I'm done. But that's
Get
just me.
everything.
Mm-hmm. Even the games that I don't even have the system for. But
Yeah, because if you got like all the Sega Saturn games and stuff like that, and all the uh, all the weird and really obscure games,
mm,
then you could just sell those. Of course, if you had the foresight, you'd be able to wait until now and then sell all the really rare ones for lots of money.
yeah. But
But the only problem is finding your way back to the starting line or the finish line, I guess, because it was like Toys R Us is already a really awful maze,
yeah,
and I
it's the
think they
most
just made it
poorly
worse.
constructed place.
I think they just made it worse or more complicated for the game show.
mm, I can see that. Yeah. So they had like a hidden agenda. It's like, you know what? Maybe later to increase popularity, let's go ahead and make a game show and have kids get toys and everything. But first, they gotta navigate through the horrible, horrible maze that we've created. So
Exactly.
it's almost like a obstacle course, except there's not really any obstacles. The only obstacles is going through all like maybe like Babies R Us is like the first layer, so you got to go into the back. And then all the bikes are chained up, so you're like, I want to get a bike, but you can't. Ooh, wait. Or maybe you take those little tickets out, and you take all the tickets.
There you go. Just take all the tickets for the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, never mind. What
What?
I was gonna say was gonna be stupid.
It's not stupid. There's.
It's really stupid.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say, don't worry. You're among friends here. You're among
No.
one friend. But anyways.
It's all good, man.
Okay. Anyways, now that we've I guess I better talk about what I've been doing. I've been busy. I've been
Yeah.
working.
Let me ask you the question. How
Okay.
have you been doing, Ryan? What's going on with you?
Well, Andrew, I've been doing pretty all right. I've actually put a video up on my website, just kind of talking about how I really want to start doing more projects and things like that. Very very small projects since I'm out here. So that's one thing that I'm doing. I'm continuing to do. Well, I haven't done it in the past 2 weeks because work has kept me busy. But I'm doing the live stream of the game Sword and Sorcery, and you're a fan of Sword and Sorcery, so
I recently beat that game.
yeah. What are your thoughts? Good game.
Yeah, it's a really good game. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, like what I really want to do out of the stream is just to let people kind of experience. I really like the music and just the atmosphere of it. That's one thing that I really take from it, and so there's no like picture in picture of my head, like me playing it. I just want it to be kind of like the main focus is the game and the music.
Right.
And there's
My
also go ahead.
No, I was gonna add something in, but I can add it in it later
Okay.
at the end of this.
Okay. There's also another game that just came out that well, there's two games that really came out that I really enjoyed, but one is for the middle section. The other game that came out and it has a really great soundtrack is called Thomas Was Alone, and it's also kind of
Yeah.
what?
Nothing. I heard about that.
Yeah, it's really good. It has great narration. It's like an introspective narration, and the music is really good. And it's a very simple game, but it's a very nice, very 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 fun game. I think it's around, I think, 6-ish hours. Um,
That's not bad.
hmm And I think it's like
It's like,
$10 right now.
yeah.
But it's really good. I suggest everyone to go check it out. At least maybe take a listen to the music, the soundtrack from it, or just if you're still on the fence, go watch some reviews on it. It's pretty good. But yeah, that's me. That's me. So there you go. But yeah,
Okay.
well, I guess after that introduction, why don't we go into the section that we all know and we kind of appreciate.
Well,
and,
really?
and and that is the cold front.
Well, we're kind of into this.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing that we do.
I could take it or leave it.
I mean, it is the basis of our production company, but whatever. It's all good. But anyways, now we're into the cold front. Now we're into the cold front.
That happened real fast.
Bang bang, we're in the cold front. Um, do you want to add any sounds, mouth sounds?
Was that good?
Yeah, that was all right.
Was too much?
No,
That was
that was
probably
good.
too much.
It was not. It was
I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. Don't worry. It was all good. With the cold front, I am currently working on a little nugget of inspiration that you and Thompson sent to me a while ago. Not nugget of inspiration, I guess. Nugget of creativity. That's a better word.
Oh man, that's
It was pretty good.
that video.
What are your thoughts on that video?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. We had been drinking some.
So that's where it came from. It came from the creative minds of drunkenness.
Not necessarily drunkenness. Well, yes. I mean, we like halfway through our dinner because we were eating dinner together.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm eating currently.
I thought you said you finished.
No, I didn't finish. You just went ahead and started.
My bad.
It's all
So
good.
sorry.
It's all good.
It's all good in the good.
Anyway, so we were eating dinner, and I said, I feel kind of obligated that we're together. We should at least make something, like even if it's bad. And a certain video came into mind, but we didn't make anything like that.
Mm.
Obviously, since you're watching it. But and so then we continued drinking after that and decided that
And then we really started drinking.
we decided we'd play some video games first and then kind of just wing it. And so that's I like that video, even though it is bad. It's not a very good video, but
No,
given
it's good. Give it positive hype. Don't give it negative hype.
it's really good. We filmed it on a flip video camera.
A HD flip video camera.
It's true. It's in 720.
See, that's like standard HD right there. We are
Mm-hmm.
we are not giving people low quality. We're giving people exceptional quality, acceptable quality.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what
And
we're doing. And the only thing, and I think I said this last time, is there's one scene that Thompson wants that needs a little bit more time and a little bit more know-how than what I originally thought.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's it. And then of course we do have gentlemen's chat. That's the other thing from the cold morning, and we do it live. So be sure to tell your friends, family, dogs, neighbors, cats, uncles, aunts, any other related people, or people unrelated. Just go ahead and like give someone like a iPhone with a YouTube app. No, I guess it would be a Twitch app, and be like, here you go, listen to this at 8 o'clock every Wednesday. And they'll be
Yeah,
like, whoa, what is
your
this?
buddies,
I'm
your buddies.
old.
That
So,
reminds me of hey old man, what are you eating? I'm eating a bag of
and
Doritos.
that's the only part of Human Giant that I actually enjoy, other than the sketch "Let's Go."
My favorite is corn maze. Corn maze.
We're getting off track already. Well,
Okay,
we
sorry.
already did a while ago, but yeah, there you go. There's Cold Front. Hope you enjoyed it. Pew, there it goes. Pew! Up. See ya. See ya.
Bye.
All right. And now we get into the meat and potatoes, or of the gentleman's chat, or if you're vegetarian, the potatoes of the gentleman's chat.
Potatoes and tofu.
Tofu and taters of the gentleman's chat, or if you're vegan, I guess
Nothing.
we get into the of the gentleman's
No,
chat.
I mean that works, right? Tofu and oh, no, yeah, tofu and potatoes. That works if you're vegan,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
You'd be the authority on this.
I think so.
Okay.
Um. So yeah, and like I was talking about earlier, I recently played two games. One was Thomas Lives Alone. The other one, which I'd really like to talk about and have this topic on, is the game Slender. Now, Slender, if you haven't heard this game, I know it's been really popular lately. It's a free game for Windows and Mac. Andrew, I suggest you give it a try.
Mhm.
um, it's it's a game about the kind of the it has a I'm trying to explain.
Okay, so I mean, I mean, are we allowed to say that
What, that it has the Slender Man in it?
from Minecraft?
Well, that's the
That's what it is.
yeah, pretty much. But the Enderman actually was inspired by the Slender Man,
Mm.
and the Slender Man is I guess you could say, a meme that was created, I think, from the Something Awful forums. Um, and it's a very tall person. Um, I don't remember if they just take you away or things or something like that. But in this game, Slender, you're put into a forest area and you're supposed to collect 8 pages. And all you have is a flashlight, and you can run. Um, and apparently, you can zoom in and out, almost like your eyes are like binoculars.
Hmm.
Um, and when you collect more or when you collect the first page, the Slender Man starts following you, but you can't hear him. And the only way you know he's getting close is when your screen gets all staticky.
Hmm.
And the more pages you collect, you have to collect 8 pages. The more pages you collect, the more aggressive he tries to chase after you. But you still can't hear him, and the music starts getting more intense and more intense. Um, and it's almost like you don't know he's behind you until it's too late, because right when he gets close enough, the camera, or I guess your point of view, will automatically turn around and see him standing like right behind you, and it's pretty crazy. And it's cool because this game doesn't really use a lot. It's not the best graphically. Um, it's all based on the atmosphere and the sounds and everything like that. And it's recently been a pretty creepy game. Um, and that's what I wanted. And that's the long story of it. And the topic is, what is one of the scariest games that you have played? Um, I'll use that one as a. Is it well? I'll think about a game even scarier. But right now, that's pretty scary. Andrew, if you want to go ahead and what is the scariest game that you have played, and then I'll think of maybe one that was scarier than Slender Man. So you have the floor.
Well,
The E floor, like the internet floor. Go ahead.
oh, this is nice. Um, so I've I've been thinking about it because like I don't play a whole lot of scary games anymore. Um, like I think the last scary game that I played uh, hmm, was probably Silent. No. It was probably Dead Space One.
Mm.
But that's not the scariest game that I that I've played, and and I don't get scared very easily anymore, and so I really had to start thinking like, what was the scariest game when I was younger, when I would easily get scared, and so it was actually a Resident Evil. Um, okay, well it's two part. There's one part in Resident Evil 2 that's super terrifying to me,
Mm-hmm.
and then Resident Evil 3 would have been the scariest game that I've played. Just like if you were to put it in context.
Okay.
So like when Resident Evil 3 came out, I was that was on the 64.
It would have been like 1999.
Something like that. Um so I was pretty young, and um but since then like I've played other scary games like um like Dead Space and stuff like that.
And Dead
Limbo was
Space.
kind of Limbo was kind of scary, and I guess, but and Fallout had its scary moments too, like Fallout 3,
Okay.
but just kind of like, ooh, that's startling. Anyway, so the part in Resident Evil 2 is it's when you first encounter the lickers,
Mm-hmm.
and so um, and what's weird is that I had played the whole game once before, and I guess just forgot that this was gonna happen. But like, so I was playing it through it again with my friend Brian, um, and we were in his like little video game closet thing. It was like a tiny room that had enough space for two people to sit like shoulder to shoulder on the floor.
Why would he?
And
Why would he make that?
I
Why did
don't
he
know.
think it was a good idea for that?
I, I don't know. And so like you're walking down the police station hallway,
Yeah.
and you see the liquor scurry across the window, and you're like, ooh, I don't know what that was. And then you walk into the interrogation room or the interview room, I guess, with the mirrored glass
Mm-hmm.
or the two-way mirror, whatever. And so you walk in and you have to get something from there, and then you walk back out, and then you have to walk back in again. For some reason, it's one of those weird Resident Evil puzzles.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so the second time you walk in, you're walking back out, like having accomplished the puzzle, and just as you walk out, a liquor busts through the two-way glass,
Mm-hmm.
and I and and at the moment I was saying, Brian was going, "Doesn't something pop out here?" And I was like, "No, nothing's gonna happen." And as soon as I finished that last syllable, the liquor like comes through, and it's loud and scary and stuff, and both of us scream like really loudly
Mm-hmm.
and kick our feet out, and the TV was on top of a little dresser,
Yeah.
and so we both kicked the dresser at the same time and knocked the TV off, and so like then we tried to like have to overcome our fear really quickly and catch the TV before it breaks, which we did because it was a really small TV,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's the one instance from Resident Evil 2 that was the scariest part.
Yeah.
But
And
Resident Evil what?
go ahead.
Um, but Resident Evil 3 just in context, being the age I was, it was really just like a lot of it wasn't like eerie or anything like that. It was a lot of pop out when like crashing through walls and things like that when you don't expect it.
Yeah, because
Um,
is a nemesis always after you?
yeah, yeah, basically he's always after you, and he comes through at random times, or seemingly random times. I'm sure they were very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But yeah, that was my. I guess it's kind of unexciting. It's not a very good scary game, but it was scary to me at the time.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, blah, blah. Those are very scary situations. I remember I got the and the early Resident Evils really helped with this. Well, not helped. Um,
Help with this question.
yeah. Uh, with the Resident Evils, I think were the early ones were good for that kind of scariness, which sadly they're not as scary anymore.
Yeah.
Which I really miss because I remember getting the Resident Evil remakes, and there's I guess the first jump scare that really happens, and that's when dogs jump through the windows.
Yeah.
Um, that was when I first played it. I was like, "Whoa, what?" And I didn't know what to do, and I panicked and started running around, and I temporarily forgot how to play the game. Because that's what happens when you're scared. You just forget everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but and Dead Space 1 I feel was a very scary game as well. Dead Space 2 didn't feel as scary for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe it was that I'm already expecting what's to come.
I
Uh,
think I think that the reason that it wasn't scary was because you played it around everybody, like in the apartment.
oh, that too. But for the times that I wasn't, like when I was by myself, I think it just didn't have that same scariness and closeness, or I guess claustrophobia, as it did in the other games, um, or as it did in the first one. Um, and also Amnesia. A lot of people say that that's a really scary game, and maybe I'm like you, Andrew. I've grown out of getting scared so easily. Um, Amnesia is pretty tense, but and we've seen videos of like people just freaking out about it. Uh, but to me, I I might break myself out of the immersion um, because everything is all kind of physics based, and so I'll start messing around like picking up objects and just dropping them or throwing them and stuff like that. So maybe it's me not taking the game seriously, even though I'm trying to.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got my girlfriend really mad at that because we were actually she was over one time and I had a splitter so we can both hear the audio, and I was playing and I had it on my big screen,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just watching me play, but then I just started acting dumb, acting like an idiot, and throwing bottles and throwing stuff, and I'm like, "Ooh, what's this here?" And I don't know. Maybe that was just me like trying to lighten the mood of the inevitable scares that were to come. But I don't know. But for some reason, uh, Slender has really scared me. Um, More than Amnesia, surprisingly. And you know what? Another game that's really scary, but it may not seem like it. Minecraft.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty terrifying. Definitely that turn around and see your death,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. I there's been times where I will be mining for hours and it's completely quiet. Um, I don't have any music playing or anything like that, and it's just the immersion of it all. And all you
Mm-hmm.
hear is like the drips of water, or just like you hear like the just like from across the hall, or trying to find more caverns, and so you're like digging and digging. But like just knowing that you could your life can end in one explosion. That's one of the scariest things, and it's dark and things like that. So Minecraft is also up there as one of the scariest games that I've played. Unintentionally scary, I guess. Um,
I always, when Ryan and I used to live together, and we'd played at the same time, like you just always knew when when something like that happened because it would be really quiet in the apartment because we both had headphones on or something like that, and then you just hear ooh ooh.
and maybe one of us will be like, "You okay?"
Yeah, hey, you all right? Yeah,
Yeah, that
he
is
blew up.
that, and that's something that I always enjoyed is when we used to play, we would have other people. I think we would have Brock over, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Thompson didn't have it yet, but
No.
yeah, just having all three of us there and that kind of communication and that silence was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there was a time that you got lost,
Oh man, super lost.
but that's neither. That's not important. But that might be a story for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so scary games. Um, they're scary. And
They are
and
scary.
and and the cool thing about scary games is that there's the surprise aspect of scary games, and then also the tenseness of it, like the one that really builds the atmosphere. Um, and I think like
Hello.
which would you you there? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
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 Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Um, But yeah, like which type of scary game would you prefer? Would you prefer the jump out scares or the tense atmosphere engrossing ones?
Well, I mean, the games, like I said, the games that I played were all really just kind of jump out and scare. Although Resident Evil 1 was more engrossing. Like it was a lot less jump out and more of like you're seeing the zombies for the first time and there's not a whole lot of music in that game,
Yeah.
which I think a lot of people forget about because the absence of music is just as bad as having music
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to scary games. Um, but I mean, I think something that builds on itself. I like things that create more suspense and tension than
Yeah.
like the you know haunted house kind of thing. And, walking through a hallway and then a zombie or whatever, I guess, jumps out and tries to get you.
Yeah, but then
Um,
they can't touch you because
yeah,
that would be able liable for suing.
assault. Yeah.
Man, if they made a scary game with that as well, it's like, ah, I can't touch you, and then you're like, ah, oh, well, thank
Oh,
goodness.
this is stupid.
Well, I guess I'll just keep walking.
Um,
That would be a horrible game, but I'll probably
but
make it. We should do a Kickstarter for it.
yeah, we should Kickstarter for everything.
Yeah, we'll do a
Um,
Kickstarter to kickstart it. Kickstart the Kickstarter. But anyways, yeah, there you
I
go.
think I think like Limbo was kind of a scary game in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was 2D, it was still like it had that just kind of weird ambient feeling.
Mm.
And then all the other it's very mysterious. Same with Braid in its own right is kind of a scary game. Like, I mean, I don't know, I don't know if I could spoil the whole thing, but I mean there's like that it starts off very sudden and it's very mysterious,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to figure things out, and things are kind of. I mean, when you put yourself like if you were, I think the character's name was Tim
I
or
think
something.
so.
I mean, if you put yourself in his shoes and you can control time, that's kind of a scary thing.
Mm-hmm. You have to do it
But
responsibly.
yeah, and it falls in that kind of weird gray area of scary games when it's not really meant to be scary, but it could be taken as scary. Like if you kind of think about it, like, oh, this is kind of weird. I'm not really sure what to think about this, but I don't know. That's kind of how I mystery like Mist.
Okay.
Mist was a scary game.
I could see that,
Only
yeah.
yeah, because like you don't know what's going on. It's very mysterious. You don't know if someone's gonna like if someone's trying to kill you, or if someone is trying. And you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the kind of vibe that I get from games like that. Same with I think there's a game out on Steam called Dear Esther.
Oh, yeah, Dear Esther.
Yeah, and I've been playing that game, and like it's scary because I don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a whole lot about the game, and I'm just kind of going with it. But anyway, that's how I feel about it.
So
It's
you
very tense.
would you prefer a more in a more um, engrossing game with all those aspects rather than a jumping one, jump out scary?
Yes, to answer your question like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, what about you?
Yeah, I would agree with you
Oh, okay, there you go.
with all those things that you said.
Well,
But no, I also enjoy the environments, everything that's put into it, rather than just a jump out scare. I enjoy being invested in the character that I'm controlling. I enjoy being almost being there with them, being there as them. Um,
yeah,
and I think that's something that can be done. And it doesn't even need to be done like it doesn't even need like the best graphics or anything. Like I know Dear Esther is it's pretty beautiful looking, but
mm,
there are other games like Limbo or like Braid that even if it's 2D, it's like just the atmosphere around it will get you engrossed rather than having it be in first person. So and that's something that I really admire about games like that. I admire those games that even though they seem so simple, you are hooked and you are in there with them.
yeah.
And I really like that about any sort of any sort of game that uh, increases the tenseness or the I guess the scariness or eeriness of it. So I agree that it's the atmosphere that really needs to do it rather than people just throwing out jump scares on anything. Um, and I have to say, Resident Evil 6 looks like it's going back to that.
I
Um,
haven't even seen anything for it. I guess I should watch a video or something.
just talk to Thompson. I will fill you in on everything. Um, but yeah, there you go. There you go. That was the middle section. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah. So
What do you think, audience?
yeah, if there's anyone listening, if you have any games that you thought were scary, be sure to put them in the chat. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead and leave in the comments what you think is one of the
Just like my
scariest
thumbs up.
games. What?
Nothing.
uh, if you're on YouTube, um, just leave in the comments what you think are some of the scariest games that you've played. Um, but yeah, so usually if we had some people, we would go into
This is a
the
question section, right?
question section. But sadly, there is not a big crowd tonight, but that's okay. I think we really got going on this scary game topic, and I think that might be enough. Or is there any upcoming scary games that you would like to try, Andrew?
No.
Okay. Would you give Slender a try?
Yeah, I plan on giving Slender a try.
Okay. Yeah, it's free, and I forget where you can download it, but you can download it somewhere.
Oh man, I forgot.
What?
Okay. There is one game that's pretty scary, and I downloaded it a long time ago. Um, and it's free as well, and I recommend it to everyone
Okay.
because it's very strange. It's really weird. It's made by some guy. I think you told me about it. It's called Yume Nikki.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, well it's spelled Yume and then Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure if you Google that, it'll come up with something. But it's a really weird game, very weird game, um, and I recommend that to everyone. It's kind of weird, kind of scary. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Then we'll leave with that recommendation. How about that?
Cool. That sounds good.
Okay. Then is there anything else that you want to add, Andrew? Anything?
Not at all. Is there
Oh,
anything that you want to add, Ryan?
that I love everyone so very much. Is that is that okay? Can I say
That's
that?
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thanks,
It's
man.
a beautiful.
I mean, I just want to tell everyone that I care. Anyways, I guess that will be it. Um, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be back next week. Same cold morning times, maybe same channel. I'm still thinking about that, but I will say bye. And Andrew, would you like to say adieu?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.